The great fundamental issue now before our people can be stated briefly. It is, are the American people fit to govern themselves, to rule themselves, to control them?
Every thoughtful citizen who despairs of war and wishes to bring peace should begin by looking inward.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
We should bring our troops home, change our foreign policy, quit these ridiculous wars. We would be safer and richer for it. You have a government that provides national defense, but you don't have militarism and you police the world.
What is up? We are back.
Hi, guys. We're back.
World News Update Saturdays.
Another one.
Favorite day of the week, other than Sunday when we also upload again.
Yeah.
And then every day that we upload a video is also your favorite day. So.
Yep. I slacked last week. I don't think I posted one video last week.
I
Oopsie.
thought we did one at the same time on like Monday or something like that. Or
Did we? I think that was the week before. I don't think I did one video last week.
Yeah.
Or this week, I should say.
I lose track. All the days are blending together.
They are.
The older you get, they just start blending.
They just go faster and faster, and then you get old, and then you die. Anyways, that got dark. So, because you guys imagine that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world again. More things.
Very, very lots of stuff.
Yeah, we got updates from things we talked about last week and a couple new things. So, interesting things.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Come with us on this journey. We got some cool things too planned for you guys.
Yes.
We just went to go see that movie Warfare. We're going to talk a little bit about that here.
Warfare. Very
before we
good
get into
movie.
the news.
Yep. I liked it.
Now, I'm going to share my screen here.
Do it.
Screens. Go live.
Watch the twins.
Boop. You on it?
Yep.
All right. So, we went to go see Warfare. I'm on the trivia page.
Okay.
You want me to play the trailer?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Yeah, we can watch it.
Fuck it.
For those who haven't seen it yet, give you a reason to go see it.
Yeah. A24 is a good company. I like their movies.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, well. That's that new guy energy.
Oh, he's back.
As you can see, it definitely taps into realism.
Is he peeking at probing?
Yeah.
With serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, you might have guys starting to move on our position.
Serious intent to probe my butt.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
Ray Mendoza.
Yeah.
This is Frogman 6 Romeo. We need evac at our last known position.
Wow.
Wow.
Who is it? No, it's not you.
Copy 1, we're in contact 2. You coming to you or you coming to us? Stand by. We'll let you know when we're inbound.
I feel like I'm back at the theater, dude.
Right?
Here's the plan.
EA 5 minutes, over.
The scouts are going to lead us out, and I'm bringing up the rear. Pop smoke. Smoke out. We are all coming back.
OP1, they are en route to you.
Poopy one.
Poopy one.
Has anyone looked at you?
I'm fucked up.
2 minutes out! 2 minutes!
Where are you guys? Look for the blood and the smoke.
Multiple bad guys trying to get to our position. Inbound! Find cover!
building and all surrounding buildings.
Roger that. Stand by. Going hot.
You gotta get ready, man. This is gonna hurt.
On my count. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Weird. Sorry, I walked away for a second. I was picking up extra
you're
sound in my mic there, so I had to turn off my fan. I think that's what that was.
Ah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Warfare. Fantastic movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was really good. I was just not expecting it to be that good.
Yeah.
Cause last movie by A24 was that one about it's called Civil War. Remember that? Like it was
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
came out last year.
Yep, I watched Civil War. That one was pretty good. I didn't like it. I think I liked this one more than Civil War, but Civil War was also pretty good.
Yeah, it just was a little too like I thought it was just gonna be about actual like Civil War shit, but it was just two reporters like trying to
Yeah,
get across
just
the country or some
exactly.
shit.
Yeah. Wasn't as
And then it like the climax, like everything just kind of like everything just happened like all at once. It was kind of gay.
right. Yeah,
I mean, it
agree.
wasn't a terrible movie, but I expected more.
Yeah.
But this one
was
I didn't
very
really know.
very realistic. Kind of had your toes curling. In some scenes, like, oh fuck, it's just like these people
Yeah.
are really feeling this right now.
Yeah, when that IED went off, dude, it scared me. I like flinched so hard.
I actually saw you. You're like, oh shit. Saw your leg shake.
I even said out loud, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. The audio quality in that movie was great too. Like after the IED went off, and like the muffled sounds, it was pretty intense. Pretty intense moment in that movie.
Yeah. I actually have some notes here.
Yeah,
They're not
sweet.
super.
I thought this guy was just texting throughout the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, the film is based on members of the each SEAL team members that are in it.
Yeah, so
And
this
some
is
of
a
the
real
dudes
story.
were, yeah, so it's like not just like some. It was very realistic. Like it didn't seem like it was like embellished really.
Right.
But yeah, it's so each everybody was like gave them different names except for Ray Mendoza and Elliot Miller, and I think Elliot Miller is the dude without legs, I believe.
Okay,
like
yeah.
You see at the end, the guy in the wheelchair. I think that was.
I think
Elliot
that was
Miller.
him too. Yep. Yeah, it's cool. At the end, they actually show like the real people, and they actually helped make this movie to make it as real as their experience was. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it says right here, Warfare is a love letter from director Ray Mendoza to Elliot Miller, who after the traumatic events of the Ramadi operation doesn't remember what happened to him.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's all blurred at him because that was some intense shit. He was in shock that whole time.
Yeah, and one of the so it's based on real dudes, and another cool thing too, there was no soundtrack. So like even though in the trailer there was like music, kind of, it had no music in it except for the very beginning when they're watching that video. I used to wank too.
Yep, it was like a workout video or some shit.
No, it's a song. It's that.
Or music video. Yeah.
Me. Yeah. Used to beat my shit to that, dude.
Yep. Hell yeah. Some spandex.
And another thing that I liked about it a lot was the all the gear and shit. Fuck, what happened to that note? Oh no, there it is. All the gear was like pretty realistic. Like they were wearing ACUs. They didn't have like a bunch of like crazy stuff. Like in some of these movies, like the SEAL guys are like super kitted out. Like they have those like $40,000 quad night vision goggles. But in this one, it looked like they had like the PVS 14s or 15 or whatever that is.
Oh, okay.
And then they had on their rifles, they had like the older style PEC 15, the infrared lasers that go on like the top on the Picatinny rail, close to the front sight post. That was pretty cool. They all had like the SOP mod versions of the M4. Like, I could actually look that up real quick.
Yeah.
Because I like stuff like that, dude.
Yeah, you're definitely the military gear guy. You know more about that than I do.
I like gear, dude.
You like the gear, dude.
This is SOP mod. Give me the picture. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is like what they had. This is so it's a PEC 2. I'm pretty sure they had the PEC 2 on there. It did look a little bit smaller, some of them, but I'm not sure what versions actually there were. And then also some of them had EOTech optics instead of these. I don't think anybody had any of these.
Not that I saw either. I wasn't paying attention really to that, but
Yeah, I don't know why I like get super like obsessive about that stuff. Oh, wait, I guess I do have it. Here it is. The EOTech.
that I do remember. I do remember seeing.
Yeah.
The reflex.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was super accurate. Their gear was accurate. They had the older style plate carriers where it looks like the regular bulletproof vest, and then there's plates in it, but there's no pouches. So they wear like a chest rig over that, so they can carry all their ammo and shit. That was
Right.
cool.
That's got all the compartments on the chest rig.
Yeah, you can tell like whoever they hired to do like, what's it called when you hire somebody to help you like. I guess it's like a curator kind of or something where you help them like get all the accuracies down. I know when they get guns from movies, it's called an armorer. So
Okay.
Whoever their armorer was pretty good because they got shit.
Somebody that knew what he was doing. Yeah. Even just the movements and stuff, like how they were clearing around corners, and there'll be like long scenes of like what everybody's gonna do to like set up before they do something. It was pretty cool. I got to see what everybody was doing. You know, there wasn't one main character. It was, you know, the whole team as a whole. It was pretty cool.
And then they even had these helmets in it too. The Mitch. This was the older style helmet. They had that. They didn't have the new high cut ones, which is cool. I didn't know if they were gonna be like super accurate, and they definitely were.
Heck yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Badass movie, dude.
Yeah, it was good. And then the guys that were like wearing Marine camo, I'm not sure if you know like the desert camo that the Marines had, that desert digital.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I think they were Navy corpsman, the guy that like was like being the medic or whatever. I think he's a Navy corpsman because they usually go out with Marines, but those guys were Navy SEALs, but they look like they were part of some joint team or whatever, embedded with the SEALs or something.
Right.
It's very cool.
Very detailed, accurate movie. The fact that it was based off a real scenario that happened to these guys too makes it even that more engaging. You know, I didn't even know that until the very end. Like I looked a little bit into this movie before we watched it, but I didn't know. I did not know what to expect. And it delivered.
Yeah, I didn't really either. I watched a little bit of a review. And this Gun Channel Administrative Results. I watched a little bit of his, and it was cool because he gave a little bit about it, and I was like, well, if this guy likes it, and he's like super into guns and shit, so I was like, yeah, it's probably pretty good then.
Yeah.
And then another cool thing was the gore.
It was gory.
The gore was
yeah. It showed in detail the injuries of some of these guys. I'm not going to tell you what the injuries were, but they were, they were detailed. Yep. The tourniquet pain, you can tell it was hurting that guy.
Yeah, and the detail of like when that dude got blown up, that was pretty intense.
Oh yeah,
and it was super gory. It looked real. Like I've watched a bunch of war footage, and it fucking definitely looks like that when people get fucked up.
Yeah, that looked real as fuck. It was brutal. There's some brutal scenes in there.
And then another point too was the sound effects were really good.
They were great. I heard. I think it was when the first time we heard gunshots. You could hear the shot in the distance first, and then you could hear the bullets like hitting next to them. And I thought that was pretty good detail that they added. It's like two. Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, and they sounded like what it sounds like too, like when rounds are close and shit. Like they got like a crack sound. Like it wasn't just like just all cartoon.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the sound design was really good in that movie. I liked it.
Yeah. And then another point too, I don't know if they meant it to be that way, but maybe it's just my fucked up sense of humor, but there was like some funny parts, like with that dude who was injured. They kept kicking his leg.
Yeah, one dude walked by, kicked his leg. He just screams, "Ah!" And they're like, "Don't watch his legs." And then, a little bit later, some other dude comes up and is like tapping his leg and shit. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, he's like, "It's just a fucking paper cut."
Yeah,
you good?
Yeah, it was awesome. So a little humor in there too.
Yeah, And all those dudes survived, I believe.
Yeah, I
Just
think so.
nobody-
They had a picture
I
of
think they're
everybody
still
at the
alive.
end, but they had, they blurred out some faces, people that either didn't want to be, known, or, they couldn't find them and actually ask them. Who knows?
Yeah, it was really good. And then too, when they leave, because they use somebody's house as like a operating base, and they just like fuck up his house, and then they just leave. And then he walks out and he's got his hand out. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, just everything's destroyed. There's blood everywhere. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
It's all quiet and shit because they
Yeah.
left. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, the whole movie takes place just in a house, pretty much, and a street. It's really it.
Yeah.
There's not like, they're not like driving through a city or anything. It's one operation, and then this is what happened in that operation. Which is pretty neat.
Yeah, I highly recommend you go see this movie before it's out of theaters. Now, I think it's already been in the theaters for like 2 or 3 weeks, so it's getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
But if you can, see it in the theater because the sound effects and everything.
Oh, yeah, it's
definitely-
intense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely best experience like that, unless you got a pretty nice home studio.
surround
like a
sound or
sub,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an intense experience. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Got
I
me
liked
kind
it.
of pumped, dude.
Right, dude.
I want to do, dude. I want to do cool operator shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you want to go into the first thing?
Yeah, let's do it. Eyes down.
All right, so we have. This is just a little joke. So India and Pakistan are gonna go at it, or they have been.
This is what's happening at the border.
Yeah, this is literally what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. 100% real.
I suppose they're not. Yeah, I suppose they're not throwing shit at each other.
Yeah.
like poop.
Because over there they don't have guns, so they throw fire hay,
Yeah.
or whatever.
What the fuck is this?
I have
These
no
people
idea.
are Savages, dude.
It's like a game.
Yeah.
That dude's fucking all
How do you
bloody and shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How do you score points?
Yeah. Yeah. What is the goal of this? What do you get out of throwing fire at people? It's all smoky, that's not good to inhale either. My Western mind's like, that's not healthy. Don't breathe that in.
Yeah. That dude's fucking torch just fell apart when he threw it.
Yeah.
That's like when you don't pack a snowball tight enough and it like breaks when you throw it all hard.
Right.
Maybe this is their version of like a snowball fight.
Maybe. The fireball fight. The time it would take to fucking roll up all those little hay piles too, because they all got like 3
Right.
bands on them,
Yeah.
So
But it
that's
smells like shit
not actually what's happening at the border of Iran and Pakistan and India, but this is actually what's happening.
Yeah. I'll read this. Or unless you want to read it, but I can read it.
Yeah, go for it. Let me zoom in on this.
So, following a terrorist attack on tourists visiting the region of Jammu and Kashmir, armed skirmishes between India and Pakistan were reported along the line control, beginning on April 24th, raising fears of a potential escalation between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Oh, I didn't know Pakistan had nukes. I knew
I didn't
India
either.
did, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know why we let them have nukes when they were letting Osama bin Laden stay there, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
The standoffs were followed by a diplomatic crisis, which emerged between the two countries as India accused Pakistan of sponsoring the attack. On April 22nd, 2025, a terrorist attack occurred on...
I don't even know how to pronounce that. Pahalgam.
Pahalgam, yeah. Which left 26 tourists dead, and they were all Indians, so they were targeting Indian people. It was the deadliest assault on Indian civilians since the 2008 Mumbai attacks. India accused Pakistan-based militants, or terrorists, I don't know why they call them militants, of orchestrating the ambush, leading to a rapid deterioration in bilateral relations. Senior diplomatic crisis emerged as India expelled Pakistani diplomats, suspended the Indus Waters Treaty for the first time since its signing in 1960, closed borders, and revoked visas for Pakistani nationals. And they gave them, I believe they gave them 48 hours to get out of the country.
Yep. So tensions are
Pakistan-
rising over
Yeah,
there. That's
they-
not good.
Yeah, I'm thinking that possibly these are the fuckers that might start World War III.
Yeah.
Even though I'm kind
They
of
shouldn't
concerned that
have
might be-
nuclear power, at least Pakistan.
Yeah, I don't even know if India should, dude.
Nobody
just
really
looks like
should.
dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuclear weapons are kind of a bitch.
Well, they
move.
produce the most waste on the planet, I think, is India. India
Yeah,
or
I thought it was
China.
China.
It might be China. China and India. That part of the planet, dude. Good God, there's some dirty bitches.
Dude, I know. I always wonder why there's such a big push to make us be like super clean and shit, like all this like New Green Deal, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Fucking like, I don't know why they want us to be like the cleanest ones when they make way more pollution.
Yeah, like triple the amount that we produce. And yeah, we're not like the cleanest country. We produce a lot of waste, but they're like triple what we do. It's insane, especially China. So for the rest of that, I kind of have this little note right here. I could just read it. It just kind of summarizes the rest of what's in there, so we don't have to read all the paragraphs. But India's response, this is their diplomatic actions. India expelled Pakistani diplomats, revoked visas for Pakistani nationals, which you already said, and closed border crossings. It's also suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, a significant water sharing agreement. That was from Financial Times, excuse me. Military measures. India deployed naval assets, including the INS Vikrant aircraft carrier, and conducted missile tests to demonstrate military readiness. Security forces demolished homes for suspected militants and detained individuals linked to the attack. So they're not happy about it. They've taken some action, and they're kind of boosting up their military presence at the moment for India.
Yeah, they're moving a bunch of shit to the border. I know that, like missiles and fucking tanks and troops.
Yeah.
So I guess India. What? Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I got a little bit more to read, but that was India's response, and then I got Pakistan's response as well.
I was just gonna say, I think Pakistan will get crushed by India.
100%.
Because India has like a couple billion people or some shit, and they've larger military.
Yeah, their military is actually pretty big. I think it's in the top 10, at least top 5 maybe. But, yeah.
So
India's got
Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistan doesn't have the military strength to go against India. But unless you have big bombs, who knows?
Big bombs.
So this is Pakistan's response. The denial and countermeasures. Pakistan denied involvement in the attack and called for a neutral investigation. In retaliation, it suspended the Simla Agreement. I'm not sure what that is, so look it up yourselves. I'm just kidding. But,
we can't do everything for
yeah. I didn't know it was going to say that, so I wasn't prepared. But anyways, closed its airspace to Indian flights, expelled Indian diplomats, and halted trade with India. Warnings. Pakistani leaders warned that any interference with the Indus Waters Treaty would be considered an act of war, highlighting the treaty's importance to Pakistan's agriculture. And last thing, this is just some international concerns. The international community has expressed concern over the escalating tensions between the two nuclear-armed nations. The United Nations condemned the attack and urged both countries to exercise restraint. So, yeah, they're scared that it's going to turn into something bigger internationally.
Yes. And the fact that they're fucking with water and shit, like, since they shared, I wonder, does India control more of that water?
I think so,
Is that
yeah.
kind of how it works?
Yeah.
Even though their water is fucking disgusting over there.
Right. They can even have boats in there, so full of shit.
Yeah.
There's room for boats.
Dude, they shit in the fucking street in there. Have you ever seen those India, like, street food videos?
Yeah, they're fucking all touching everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything looks like dookie
Yeah,
slop.
they prepare your food with their own boogers and shit. It's gross.
Yeah, it's
not
nasty.
not actually the boogers, but they got hand stank, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like travel vloggers that I watch, every time they like all of them, they say like every time they go to India, they get fucking diarrhea.
Yeah,
They get super sick.
yeah. I seen one guy. He bought something from this guy and then he washed and prepared it and then he just walked away. He was like, "Oh, thank you," and just threw it in the trash. He's like, "I'm not eating that," because he was like He like held something down with his foot and then started cutting it. Like he had his feet all over it and shit. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I would not eat that either.
Yeah, I don't even know how you. I just have no desire to go there. I don't get it.
I don't either. Yeah, maybe Dubai. Just go visit there.
Yeah,
but you know,
that's not even. That's just in the Middle East.
Is it?
That's
It's not India.
United. No. Dubai's in
I'm a retard.
UAE, the United Arab Emirates or some shit.
Yeah. See, it shows how much I know, dude.
Yeah.
About India.
So you'd be safe going there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing in India for me. I have everything I need here, really.
Yeah. I have no desire to do anything India. Their food's pretty good though here in the States.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys can come here and make food for us. But I'm not going to go there and have your street food.
Yeah, just don't do your fucking feet too. Even though I like feet.
Yeah, just not crusty Indian toes, old 50-year-old man toes.
Yeah. Not hot fucking anime e-girl feet.
Yeah. Yeah. You can cut my carrot with your toes. I don't care.
Yeah. With your little tootsies.
Your toesies?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I got on the India and Pakistan on my side, at least.
All right. These are just, I mean, you kind of went over it. They're just escalating.
Okay.
So this is the one about the people, they need to get out. India said all the Pakistanis need to get the fuck out in 48 hours. This is a video aftermath of the attack. I don't think it's going to show anything crazy.
And just hear people terrified.
Yeah.
That's fucking tourists, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's nuts. Pakistan has expelled Indian diplomats. So Pakistan's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Suspended all visas and
Yeah.
they closed its airspace, everything. Mm-hmm. No trading.
They pretty much halted everything between the two countries. Like, completely.
Yeah. What is this one? Nuclear armed India and Pakistan are expected to enter a sustained diplomatic and military standoff following the recent terrorist attack. Yeah, okay, so. So yeah, that's on X. Here's a video of like so something happened here. It says a massive explosion at a critical Iranian port. Oh shit, that doesn't have to do with India.
Oh,
my bad. I thought it was India. Well, here's something that has to do with India. Tensions between India and Pakistan are continuing to escalate after soldiers are actually exchanging fire now.
What?
Some shit you should know before you read. If you're unaware, terrorist attacked unpopular, so we already know that. According to both Pakistani and Indian media, soldiers engaged in a brief exchange of fire along the Kashmir border just days after the deadly attack. Both sides claim the other fired first, with both saying there were no casualties. The shooting has fueled a rapidly worsening standoff. India has expelled Pakistani diplomats, suspended decades-old water sharing treaty. We know that. Vowed to hunt down the attackers. India. Oh, so. Wait, India. Okay, so that's saying India wants to hunt down the attackers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To the ends of the earth.
They not happy. Pissed them off.
Yep.
I wonder if Pakistan does know about it. I'm sure they do, but I wonder if it was like not government that did it. Or if it was just like, people within the country doing it.
Yeah. Well, see, this kind of goes along with Islam, dude, like, just cannot exist, like, in the modern world.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. Oh, shit, I got blurry.
There's
just something about it. Just, like, it just leads to fucking violence, dude. Like,
yeah.
And then they try and say, like, well, Christians were violent. What about the Crusades? But the only reason why they did the Crusades is because the Islamics fucking invaded.
It was defense against, Muslims as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't just genocide.
Yeah, and then they were under Islam 400 years, and then they
Right.
finally like were able to build up and attack, you know,
Mm.
and then they took it back, and now Europe is like mostly Christian.
Yep. It's
Which
true.
I think is a good thing because, I mean, it just fits with the modern world, except for some of these like new evangelical churches that are like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pastors and shit like that.
They're like,
I
we'll
don't really
follow
like shit like
some
that.
of it and then just kind of make up their own shit as they go.
Yeah. So yeah, Islam just has no fucking place in the modern world. Honestly, I just think we should
I
stop
agree.
trying to bring them into all our countries and just like let them have their own space.
Right. Yeah, there's no point in like enforcing that onto societies, you know. You don't have to
Yeah.
force Islam on people. It's stupid.
Yep. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
And then Trump says Trump reacts while aboard Air Force One. Trump was asked about the tensions. He said they'll get it figured out one way or the other. There's great tension between Pakistan and India, but there always is. That's all he said. Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. That's, I like that nonchalant answer that he said.
Yeah.
He's like, that's their problem. Let them figure it out. I agree. I agree with that. Let them figure it out. That's what we want with Russia and Ukraine. We'll get into that a little later.
Yeah. So yeah, that's did you want to go over more Pakistan, or I guess we just kind of had to let it develop a little more.
Yeah. It's still fairly new. That attack was on the 26th, which was
Today?
No, 24th. So 2 days ago. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's still fairly new. We'll see what happens with that next week. We'll let you guys know.
Yeah. I'll just go over this real quick.
Cool.
So this was there was some explosion in an Iranian port.
Oh shit.
Here's a big boom. Oh shit.
That dude's like, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. I'm like,
Oh shit.
holy fuck.
Doom.
Look at that cloud, damn.
It's all like chemicals and shit. Too.
Yeah, that's not good.
He said,
It's a devastating thing. We're all laughing at it. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That a bunch of people just died.
Yeah, we're not laughing at them. We're laughing at the cameraman.
Yeah. Damn. So yeah, anyways. So basically it's a massive explosion at a critical Iranian port. Killed at least 8 people, injuring more than 750, which is pretty insane.
Damn.
According to Iranian officials, the explosion at Shahid Rajeh port began early Saturday when a fire broke out among containers storing hazardous chemical materials, including sodium perchlorate, a reactive compound used in missile propellant. I wonder if this was targeted though by
I feel like
Israel.
Yeah,
and the US.
especially what they were doing there. They're like, oh no.
Israel desperately wants to go to war with Iran.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they absolutely do. Which we don't want. That's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Calm down, Israel. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And Trump actually had to tell him to fucking chill.
Yeah, he did.
Which I'm surprised he did, because Israel is pretty deep in our government.
Oh, 100%.
Being able to operate with like impunity around the world.
That's why we needed Trump. We need Trump though, because he's gonna let them know how it is. Like, why do you want to go to war with Iran? What is the point?
I hope so. I
mean, yeah, we'll
see.
see.
A little bit that with this he restored a little bit of faith, but he has been very. I don't like how he pulls the chair out for Netanyahu, but like Trump doesn't do that for any other.
I did see that. Yeah, that dude's a fucking
like, dude. Why that dude? He's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. He's a terrorist in his own right.
Yeah, I need to look up videos of that too. See if he shakes their hand all super aggressively, like he does.
Oh, grabs their hands, pulls them in and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that's an alpha move, dude.
Yeah, it is. He did it to Joe Rogan. You see it at the UFC fight, and Joe Rogan he had leaned over a table to fucking grab his hand, and Trump still pulled him. And he's like, "Oh shit!" Almost fell over.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's an alpha. That's an alpha handshake for sure.
Alpha as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So, I guess
what we got now?
Let me close these windows. Oops. So this is interesting.
Oh, I did hear about this. Oh no, you sent me this. That's how I know.
So yeah, the family of Epstein victim, Virginia Griefrey?
Queefwee?
I don't know. She announces their family announced her death. Reportedly died by suicide. Bullshit. I call it bullshit right away. That's bullshit.
She was probably gonna speak something she wasn't supposed to.
Well,
Maybe.
she was the most like vocal about all this shit. She was like the head of like, one of the bigger lawsuits, I believe, against him. Even though he's dead.
Right. Who also didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
So
Who
it
does?
says she's one of the most well-known survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking network. Has died from her apparent suicide. In an announcement, her family confirmed that she had died at her farm in Western Australia. In a statement, the family said it is utterly broken heart to announce that Virginia passed away last night at her farm in Western Australia. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was a light that lifted so many survivors. In the end, the toll of abuse is so heavy that it became unbearable for Virginia to handle it. I don't know.
I mean, I understand the grief and how terrible like it was that she went through, but say she did commit suicide, like why wouldn't you do that in the middle of like all that horror? You know, you're finally free and can live your life, and then you do it. Maybe your mental power just went down that much; you just couldn't handle it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's very tragic that she went through that shit. But
Yeah,
I don't think she killed herself.
I don't either.
Because right here in the second part, it says a few weeks back she claimed to have been involved in a car accident involving a speeding school bus that left her injured. At the time, she said she had kidney renal failure. I don't know what that is. And had been given 4 days to live. Despite the reported accident and her claims, Australian police said that there were no injuries reported. They did confirm the accident. Guifrey, however you say that name, who became one of the most prominent voices. She was groomed by Ghislaine Maxwell, sexually abused by Epstein beginning when she was a teenager. She also claimed that Epstein trafficked her to his powerful associates, including Prince Andrew and French modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel, whose death was ruled a suicide. So that guy also killed himself, supposedly.
Allegedly.
It's crazy how all these people keep killing themselves.
Yeah, it's very convenient that they're killing themselves.
Yeah. It happened when she was 17. That dude, or Prince Andrew. So in her lawsuit against Prince Andrew, Guthrie accused him of sexually abusing her when she was 17, a case that he later settled out of court for an undisclosed amount while denying the allegations. So he
paid somebody off. Yeah.
Yep. Here's a tweet from her.
Let me zoom in on this one. Good view on this. All right.
I'm making it publicly known that I am in no way, shape, or form suicidal. I made this known to my therapist and GP, general practitioner maybe. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted.
Yeah. That's her words even. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So.
And they still got you and people are fucking believing it. The hell?
Yeah.
Like she even posted this out and then they still killed you and made it a suicide. Like I said, you like fell off a cliff or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I want to know how she killed herself.
Yeah, what are the yeah, exactly. Did she like overdose?
Shot herself in the head.
Shot herself, hang herself, cut her wrists, toast her in the bathtub. There's so many ways you can kill yourself. I want to know how she killed herself. Where's the news on that?
I heard the toaster in the bathtub doesn't really work because it's like doesn't have enough voltage or something.
Yeah, I don't think it probably would. But still, it's to scare us as kids to play with the electricity and water.
Yeah, little fuckers.
I did stick a fork in an outlet before as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't feel good. You don't like get stuck and go good, but it like oh fuck, you know. Yeah. Maybe deep enough. Maybe you'd get enough voltage to be stuck on there, but
yeah, they scared me enough growing up not to do that.
Yeah, me too. It
Same with
worked.
drugs. I didn't actually start doing drugs till I was like late 20s.
Oh wow, yeah, not me. I think I was. I did my hardest drugs when I was 19, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I stopped in my late 20s.
Being a crackhead, dude.
Yeah, I was total crackhead at 19, dude.
Hell yeah.
Hell no, it was terrible.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was fun until it wasn't. Didn't take long. All right, we got here. So no, you're
Send out a
good.
text.
No worries.
Are you gonna read this, or do you want me to read it?
You can read it. So this one, there's like a paragraph, and then you got to scroll down a little bit past some shit. So that first paragraph where it says Moscow, and then down some more after.
Word. So yeah, we're moving on to the Russia-Ukrainian thing because
that's also
hopefully gonna get fixed soon.
Hopefully, Russia's kind of being the pokey bear still, but Ukraine's also a bitch. So I don't know, dude. That's my political take. Both bitches. So Moscow.
Sorry, dude. My bad.
No, you're
I'm
good.
being a piece of shit. I'm trying to riz here. Anyways,
that's fine. That's important too, dude. You just got to read it to us. We want to know.
Read all the messages.
Yeah.
And then she watches it later, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't do that.
She's like, you do what kind of a podcast? And you hate homosexuals? Oh my god.
You don't like the trans community?
Yeah.
No, not
man.
really.
Speaking of trans, the one at your server at the movie theater, like, spilt your beer and shit. And was like,
yeah, fucking walked
go.
up to me, set my beer down, like, doosh, and the beer went just everywhere. I'm like, God damn. Fuck, is it my shirt? Am I too patriotic for you? You fucking tranny bitch. God damn.
You fucking tranny bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, Moscow, April 26th. So that's today. Russian President Vladimir Putin hailed on Saturday what he said was the complete failure of an offensive by Ukrainian forces in Russia's Kursk region after Moscow said they had been expelled from the last village they had been holding. Russia also confirmed for the first time that North Korean soldiers have been fighting alongside Russian troops in Kursk, with the chief of the military general staff praising their heroism in helping drive out the Ukrainians.
So it's official. He did say it.
He did deny it at first.
He did. Yeah, because Ukraine captured some North Koreans and they were denying it, but now he's saying it. Yeah, they're helping, and then we'll get more into that. Apparently, there's a missile they're using, tapping into North Korean missiles, so that might say something about where they're at with their own shit. They have to use North Korean stuff.
Yeah, so it says, however, Kiev denied that its forces had been expelled from Kursk and said that they were also operating in Belgorod, another Russian region bordering Ukraine. Ukrainian forces seized a swath of territory in Kursk region last August in a surprise incursion that embarrassed Putin. Russian forces, later reinforced by North Korean troops, have been trying ever since to drive them out. Putin, speaking amid intensified diplomatic efforts by the Trump administration to end the Ukraine conflict, said the expulsion of Ukrainian forces from Russian soil opened the way for further Russian success inside Ukraine.
Yep, so I think...
don't know what to...
So just down a little bit more where it says... My bad. There's a little delay right now. Where it says North Koreans. After you're done saying what you say, let's read that first, I think, paragraph or two or something.
I can read them. Gerasimov praised the North Korean officers and soldiers' contribution in Kursk, saying they had shown high professionalism, fortitude, courage, and heroism, fulfilling combat tasks shoulder to shoulder with Russian service.
So now they're praising
them. Yeah, they're like, dude, these bros, they got little dicks, but man, they can fight.
Damn, they do what they're told.
Yeah, they're just cannon fodder.
Yeah, pretty much.
They probably send them out to go, like, do dangerous shit. Because I actually watched this dude that said their Russian tactics, because they have more people. What they do is they send, the scrappy, cannon fodder out first in, a small squad.
Right.
They get killed, and then they have a better idea of where the enemy is. So then they send out another squad that's a little bit a little bit better, and maybe they can set up a defensive position, and then they definitely can see where they're at that point. So maybe all those dudes.
Then they
die,
send
and
all
then
the
they
good
send
guys
out
out.
the professional guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when Russia was originally denying that North Korea, was helping them in any way, the North Koreans were getting slaughtered and like running away and shit because they were just sending him out pretty much to die, So they were running away and like being all scared. So it's interesting seeing this, that they're saying, oh yeah, they're good soldiers. I'm glad to have them. Even though originally the first thing we heard is that they were running away and like fleeing because they were getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
So
some of them got captured too. Like I kind of assumed that they would just kill themselves because of like their fanaticism and shit for Kim Jong Un.
Right. So
I kind of assumed that they would just kill thyself.
Yeah. So I thought that was the main interesting thing off the first thing that I heard, and they say high professionalism, fortitude, courage, and heroism. So that's cool. I mean, if they're doing what they're told, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're just good cannon fodder.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's probably all it
think
is.
they're fighting. I saw a thing where they said that the North Koreans say that they're fighting like for the honor of Kim Jong Un, basically. So they're just like they don't even give a shit about Russia. They're just trying to do whatever pleases.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably exactly what it is. But in reality, Russia needs the help. So he's asking for help.
I also heard some too. They wanted to. They were like defecting, not to Ukraine or something, but they were trying to like. They would get to Russia and then they would just like leave the battlefield.
Yeah.
Get away that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, a good way to get away from North Korea.
Yeah, so many. Did you see the stats between? I want to say like the last 10 years, like how many people escaped North Korea, and then the last couple years or something, it's been 0. 0 people have been able to escape North Korea. They just got every border on lockdown. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy that they have to prevent people from leaving.
Yeah.
Like here, you can just like anywhere pretty much, you can just let motherfuckers leave.
Yeah.
If they want to go, they can go.
Yeah, but North Korea, they're not allowed. Yeah, you have to stay here. It's crazy. Yeah, mandatory military service for, whatever years, and fucking that place sucks. They had the first I forget where the guy's from, some Western country, the first visitor from a Western country since they had like the super lockdown borders. And he made a video and it published, and now they want him to like pay for what he posted on the internet about North Korea since he's been there, like the first guy that they let into their country. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you're not allowed to film or anything. They're like super gay about that shit.
Yeah. Makes me want to watch The Interview again.
I just watched that the other day.
Did you? That's such a good movie. They wanted to hit on Seth Rogen and shit.
Yeah. It sucks about Seth Rogen, dude. He's such a little bitch, dude. Like,
he
in
is.
Real life,
yeah, he's hilarious.
He's such a faggot.
Yeah, the more I got into politics, the more I lost respect for a lot of my, idols as a teenager.
Yeah, like Batista. That dude's a fucking queer too.
Yeah.
He's like super anti-gun, but like all his movies are like glorifying gun violence.
I know.
It's like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, he's got like that military zombie movie, which is a badass movie, but yeah, it's very contradicting.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you just make movies about killing people with guns.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, so one thing, what I wanted to point out though too is we don't. So all this information that we're getting, they're all Western like influenced.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm not trying to just be like, I'm not trying to be like totally in defense of Russia here, but it's like I don't believe for a second, especially with how our media is, knowing that they lie about shit. I don't believe that they're giving us the whole truth.
I agree.
They lie all the fucking time, dude. And there has to be some truth coming out of Russia. There can't just be.
It's not completely one-sided. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ukraine sucks too, and they got a lot of backing from some shady shit, I'm sure, which is pissing Russia off. I'm sure there's a lot more going on than what we know or we're hearing about.
Yeah, we're definitely not getting the full story because we're getting everything westernized, Western influenced. All these places want to defend Ukraine, but we are not hearing Russia's side.
Yeah.
They're not. And then they'll only pick out some things like they really harped on the whole like, oh, he wants to get rid of Nazis, and everyone was like, bullshit. There's no
Right.
Nazis in Ukraine, even though
Turns out there's quite a bit.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of Nazis over there. Dudes
Yeah.
literally with swastikas tattooed.
Yeah.
And people don't know that because they don't
speak about it.
But
Maybe we should look into some because I know their news is probably very biased too, but maybe we should look into some Russian news and like translate it, and then we can kind of pick it apart a little more too. Because I'm curious like what he's speaking to his people. I still see I watch Vladimir Putin interviews here and there, and it's very propagandarized, if that's the right word. Just as much as it is over here. So I think if we can pick apart a little more of what Ukraine is talking about and what Russia's actually talking about, especially, might be interesting.
Yeah, we can actually. I'll try and do a little bit more research on that. There's what's that app? Telegram. There's Russian like Telegram channels that you can like.
Oh,
get,
cool.
Like, news and shit.
Yeah, because I know a lot of
I had to
shit
find
like it's blocked from what we can see. I'm sure,
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of things we're not allowed to see. So.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not trying to root for any side. I'm not trying to take up arms and promote any one of the side. I just want to hear anything I can and then bring you guys the news.
Yeah, exactly.
What we're hearing and kind of put it together that way.
Exactly. Yeah, because a lot of this we're just, hearing for the first time also. And if there's more to the story, we want to hear about it. And in reality, it just needs to stop. Like this war just needs to stop. And how that's going to happen, politically, and who knows where this is going to go. Who's the actual bad guy? I think it's just everybody. I think it's all around. It's just a shitty thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inclined to. I don't know how to word this articulately enough that will not make me sound like I'm just
like a commie bastard.
Russia.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not sold on that. They're just evil. I'm just not totally sold on that. I mean, our government's been lying to us for a long fucking time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna sit here and just pretend that, yeah, Russia is ultimately just the big, scary, bad country.
Right.
I don't know if it's that I don't want to believe it or it's like I just don't trust the media.
I think for me, it's mostly I don't trust the media. Like most of the thing I hear, most that I hear is just seems like bullshit now, especially the last, since COVID, especially. It's just like, I can't believe anything that I'm hearing, dude. I just went down a rabbit hole of just how, misinformed we are with shit. So,
yeah,
I agree.
That really kicked it off for me. Like, so Trump's first presidency got me really interested in politics. I've always been kind of interested in him just because I was raised by my grandparents and they were like, what's his name? Who's that president that you like? That's a
Reagan?
Republican. Yeah, they were Reagan Republicans. And,
yeah.
They were very into it, and that's how I got into politics, because of them. But then Trump got me way more invested into it because I was like, I didn't even vote for him, but I was like, there's no way he's that bad. They gotta be lying,
then it started, same. Started researching the Clintons and shit. I'm like, fuck these people. We need Trump in here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Same.
Yep, and then after COVID, when I was like, just went full blown like autism on fucking politics.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID really kickstarted it for me. I've also been, pretty, not fully into politics, but I'd like, little interest here and there, but nothing crazy. But the deep dive happened COVID for sure.
Yeah.
Like we need to know more things, so I need to do my own research because nobody's really telling me the truth. That's how I was feeling.
You could just tell they were bullshitting too, because they were like, all the things that they were saying, like, I just started questioning everything. And then once you start questioning it, though, everyone's like, oh, you just don't believe in science, or you don't believe this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
yeah, that's the whole liberal mindset is, So it's retarded. It's retarded.
Yeah. Well, it's the liberal, like, scientific dogma. It's like, they just totally, like, you have to believe the science, dude. Like, you can't stray from it at all, even though science changes constantly, because people use scientific processes to find out, it might further their understanding of it. They might have something now, but then it'll change in 10 years when they've studied it more.
Einstein was one of the smartest men in the world, and a lot of his shit's been debunked today. I don't know if you guys know that, but a lot of what Einstein...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his shit's been, debunked and improved on.
He's a retard, dude.
Yeah, he's not smart.
He's a
No, at the
certified
time he
tard.
was absolutely smart, and then, science builds off of their discoveries and, builds off of it. But a lot of his shit's been debunked, which is insane to me. Like, you always hear, like, Einstein, one of the smartest men in the world. He's like, at the time, things change, though. Science changes.
Yeah, compared to the dudes now, he's fucking smooth brain.
Yeah, pretty much. Technology and smart people together. There's some fucking smarty pantses out there.
Yeah, some smarty butts.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's I guess I'll move on a little bit here. Unless you want to. Sorry, I don't know how to segue into these next things.
No, you're good. I think. Yeah, that's all I really had on Russia and Kiev. So the next thing I will have whenever we talk about Israel and Gaza, I do have something on that, but that's about it.
Yeah. Sweet, yeah. So on the night of April 24th, 2025, Russia launched a missile attack on Kiev, resulting in the loss of 12 Ukrainians and injuring over 90 others. It was one of the deadliest attacks on Kiev in the Russian invasion of Ukraine since 2022. It was later confirmed by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that missile struck Kiev was a North Korean.
Okay, this is where I read that. So yeah, this is this confirms that now Russia is dipping into North Korean missiles. So I know this seems farther down. We don't have to read it, but it kind of dips. I think it's more biased against Russia. Maybe it's not this one.
Perhaps not. I don't see anything.
Yeah. But somebody was saying, it was like, oh, they must be really struggling, so now they have to use North Korean stuff. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. But
Trump tweeted about it on True Social, saying he's not happy with the Russian strikes on Kiev, calling them unnecessarily and badly timed, because they are trying to fucking reach a peace deal.
Yeah. That is pretty badly timed. I will agree with that.
Yeah. So here's the people shelter in metro. Russian missile hits Ukraine's capital. So this is the attack. I think you sent me this, didn't you?
Yeah. That's in Kiev.
Ooh.
Which killed people. That missile right there killed people. Killed them.
Scary.
This is the aftermath of that missile. Look at that shit.
Damn.
Three people were wounded. That's at early April. Some old lady.
A babushka.
Yeah, look at all these people just became homeless, This is happening on all sides, though. On every war that's happening right now.
Yeah.
There's civilian casualties going on.
I actually saw a video where some dude he went over there on the Russian side.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he was on Tucker Carlson recently. I think, or maybe he was a Sean Ryan show.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he saw that the Ukrainians, they would go through a village and just kill everybody, and then they would use the dead bodies as like sandbags, basically.
Yeah, I heard something similar, which I don't doubt. So it's not like they don't have blood on their hands with civilians. Ukraine's doing just as much destruction on each other. It's terrible.
Everybody does like crazy shit in war. Like it happens on both sides all the time, dude.
Exactly. It's nothing new.
Murder.
When there's war, both sides are getting fucked. The civilians on both sides are getting fucked.
They really suffer the most in these wars. And as bad as it is that they're killing like soldiers, they're fucking murdering civilians, dude. Like,
and that's what really matters, I think. It's not the political shit. It's the people that you're killing, the innocents that are dying because of all of this. It's terrible.
Right. I had said, I don't know if it was on the podcast or maybe I left a comment on something. I think it was a comment I left somewhere, but I was like, we should go back to the time when like kings and generals like fought in battle and they died in battle and shit
with their people.
Times like that.
Yeah.
Because then there would be more, there'd be more consequences to them wanting to just go to war and shit.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Would be actually fought with more honor and shit instead of just.
It's not somebody just signing a paper, sitting at a desk, And talking to the general, all right, make people do this, and then the general goes to his desk and tells his people under him to go do this, and it's all the people at the bottom that are getting fucked over with all these wars.
It's for freedom, dude. You need freedom.
Yeah, freedom, America.
Yeah. So that's
that. Yeah, that was the poor people.
Ukraine says Russia launched a barrage of missiles and drones across the country during what was supposed to have been a one-day Easter ceasefire announced by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia launched nearly 100 drones and 3 missiles in the overnight attacks, killing at least 3 people in the southern region of Kherson, according to a local official there. President Trump posted on social media Sunday afternoon saying in part, quote, hopefully Russia and Ukraine will make a deal this week. Bloomberg is reporting U.S. and Ukrainian and European officials will meet in London Wednesday. For more, Andrew Boreen joins us now. He's the executive director at Flashpoint, the world's largest private threat intelligence firm. He's also a senior fellow at the National Security Institute. Thank you so much for being with us, Andrew. What should we make of that truce that wasn't, and where do negotiations go from here?
I mean, I think my first observation is that there was also a previous truce that wasn't right at the beginning of 2023 for the Christmas holiday, in which a 24-hour truce was announced and fairly promptly violated. And so it's hard to say what happens next. The Ukrainians have said that they are willing to adhere to a 30-day truce, which I think would be considerably more substantive than 24 or 30 hours.
We were getting some mixed messaging from the White House.
24 hours is kind of stupid for a ceasefire.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
They try to do it in for Easter or whatever, but like he was saying, I mean, dude, 30 days way better because then you can kind of get more
of the diplomatic stuff can get done within that 30 days. I think you need more time for all the talking and shit.
Yeah, because these retards can't agree on anything.
No.
Ukraine does not want to give up any of their territory.
No. Ukraine's being stubborn as fuck, and they're both being stubborn as fuck.
Yeah. And from that standpoint, I get that. Like, if that happened here in America, if, Mexico or some shit, tried to take, part of Texas, wouldn't happen, but...
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, dude, we're going to fucking push him out. As long as it takes.
Yeah, we'd be like Cat Williams on the stage that one time. He's like, this is America, bitch. Or he's like, this isn't Mexico anymore. This is, whatever is it, somewhere in Arizona. But it was hilarious.
Yeah.
This is Phoenix.
Yeah, and he started singing the fucking, Star Spangled Banner or some shit.
Yeah, just because some guy, he was like, this is still Mexico. He was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Cat Williams is very patriotic.
Oh, he is, yeah. I love Cat Williams.
Me too. He's a cool dude.
He might have done some weird Hollywood shit, maybe. Who knows? But...
Hopefully not.
I hope not, because I do like him. I don't think he was. He called out Diddy all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like that kind of dude.
No,
you know what I mean? He likes to kind of keep his own thing. He doesn't like...
Yeah, he's like Dave Chappelle. He just kind of, sticks to the side, does his own thing.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening? My phone... I'm getting a bunch of texts on... Is it politics?
It's all the babes. You got so many babes texting you right now. Dude's got babes. You know who texted me? Nobody. YouTube texted me. You text me.
I'm a babe.
That's it. Yeah. My only babe text me is you.
Such babe.
Yeah. All right. We went a little off track there. That's
also,
all right.
At the end of last week, the president and vice president expressing optimism for a deal. Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying, look, we'll know in a few days if this can be done or not. Where do you stand on this, and what incentives does Putin need to come to the table? Have his troops sustained enough losses that is incentive enough?
Yeah, I mean, as far as where I stand, I'm an analyst. I'm looking at the situation from kind of the geopolitical perspective. And, as a representative of Flashpoint and a past U.S. intelligence officer myself, I'm mostly concerned about the human security and assessing kind of the prospects for when the kinetic portion of this conflict might come to taper down. There's a lot of moving pieces here. And I think one of the key questions is at the end of this week or at the end of the period referenced by Secretary of State Rubio, what would be the U.S. move? Would it be to disengage from the talks alone, or would it be to disengage from the talks and perhaps even support kind of the coalition of the willing that is forming between the United Kingdom, Norway, and European Union member states? And I imagine that's part of the calculus Vladimir Putin is looking at as he assesses what would happen to the balance of strength in that eventuality.
Andrew Boreen, thank you for your expertise.
He's like, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Leave.
So with that, what I want to point out here is we're the only ones trying to make a deal between them.
Yeah, nobody in Europe
only
is.
one.
Nobody in Europe is, and why? That's their side of the world.
I've not heard one report. I mean, maybe
if
maybe
anything,
there was that I missed.
If anything, France is trying to escalate it, from what I'm getting out of it.
I heard something about that too. France is trying to
They're working on their nuclear arsenal or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, what my biggest concern is that these motherfuckers, dude, they're relying on us to finish it. Even though that's why everybody's like, the USA sucks, this and that, but we're the only ones trying to broker a deal to get this fucking thing over with.
Yeah.
I've not seen
Where is any other European
leaders.
country? I don't get it. Yeah, I haven't either.
I just kind of just now came to that because I'm retarded, but I was just like, what the fuck?
I never really thought about it until just now either. It's insane.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at us. Yeah. We're actually trying to do something.
They're not even doing anything.
It's them that don't really want to. And it's you guys not trying to help either.
Yeah.
You guys. You people. You European people.
Yeah, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Fucking Europeans, dude.
Fucking Europeans.
Yeah.
You hairy motherfuckers.
So,
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they smoke cigarettes and smell like shit. Ah, fuck, I deleted that.
What was it?
I don't remember. Oh, that was the one on the drone thing. The
reminder of our
that's okay. That wasn't too important.
From Russian media sources, which are reporting one of Russia's most senior generals has been assassinated by a car bomb.
It's kind of escalating to. Ukraine did their attacks too. Like, this is the thing. They keep telling us that fucking Russia is just like doing everything. Like, they're doing the most. But this right here is saying like, whoa, like,
this is a pretty top guy that got hit here.
Kalik, deputy head of an operational unit inside the Russian forces. This is the aftermath of that explosion, with reports suggesting an explosive device was in a car parked in the town of Balashkia, around 25 kilometers east of Moscow, and suggestions that the device was apparently detonated remotely as the general was walking past. All this news just into us a short time ago. General Maros Kalik is the latest Russian military commander or pro-Kremlin figure believed to have been targeted by Ukrainians inside Russia. But of course, we have no confirmation of that, or no claim of responsibility, at least. This happened in the last hour or so, and it comes as Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff is reportedly in Moscow for the latest round of talks with.
All right. So, and then this right here just kind of confirms it.
Russian authorities have
this is what Russia said.
Believed to be a Ukrainian special services agent in connection with the car explosion that killed General Yaroslav Moskalenko. Officials say he bought the vehicle near Moscow and planted the bomb, reportedly detonated from Ukraine. Images show him driving a matching car and in custody, claiming recruitment by Ukraine's intelligence. No group has claimed responsibility, and Ukraine has not commented. Russian authorities have
that's pretty nuts,
to be a
dude.
Ukrainian special service.
That's movie shit, dude.
Yeah, car bombings. That's
like you don't
fucking movies.
Yeah, you don't really see that happen a lot now. So that's pretty nuts.
They did that actually to some other dude. He wasn't a commander. They like killed his daughter. He's like a.
Oh wow.
I don't know what he is. I think he's like some sort of philosopher for. He's a Russian philosopher. But he does like a lot of politics and shit. And,
right. Made somebody angry.
They targeted, and they targeted his daughter and like killed her with a car bomb.
See, yeah, that's fucked up. That's not okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they
don't target people's families.
Yeah, but they're just evil people doing evil shit.
It's fair. War's evil. It's evil.
War's gay.
It's gay. It's even gayer. What a gay thing, dude, is car bombs. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's gayer than 90.
That is insane, though. That was a pretty, up there dude there in Moscow. He dead now. He got bombed, car bombed.
Yeah, it's scary because they're doing like trench warfare, which I don't think we've seen that since World War
II.
Oh yeah, they did do some in World War II.
Not as much World War One. That's where like trench foot and all that came from. Is World War One.
Yeah. So they're doing that. Plus, they're doing the new thing with the drones, which is super scary.
That's scary as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. Because you just wipe out a bunch of people just remotely away. We've talked about that quite a bit, I think, in the last one too, where like the jammers they'll have like the 200-foot or meter wires or whatever with them. Some shit is crazy. There's ways around jammers.
And that goes along too with that thing that I accidentally fucking closed. But they're like recruiting like British video gamers.
Yeah, right? Gamers. So video gamers. They'll hire them because they're good at. Apparently they're good at running drones, which makes sense, I guess. I feel like I'd be good at it. I got a pretty good hand-eye coordination to run a controller in a screen, and that's why they're recruiting these fucking gamers to do drone strikes. And this guy, I think that's what that post was. This guy did his experience, and he was like, "Yeah, they hired me to fucking do drone strikes," and my mom said, my video games would never amount to nothing or some shit.
Yeah, now I'm killing people, Mom.
Yeah, look at me. I'm killing people for, Ukraine. Not my country. I mean, if the number's right, I'd probably run a drone for somebody. It's just a game. It's just a game. It's just a game.
Yeah. Some of those drone videos, I watch a lot of them, and there's this one where this dude's just walking, and it's in night vision, and it's the white hot FLIR image.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just walking, and it just drops like a fucking mortar or some shit right on top of his head, and it just blows like the top half of his body off.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how terrifying that probably is? Like, you just hear like a zzz in the background. Everybody's just like, oh, fuck! Trying to find somewhere to hide. And that's why they're doing trenches. It has to be from the hiding from drones.
And then trenches are good for artillery. For like away from artillery.
Yeah, fucking shrapnel. Shit going everywhere. Scary.
Yeah, dude.
I could not imagine being there. But this might be a little on the lighter side of things. We've been talking about a lot of dark stuff.
We'll do some fun stuff to bring it back here.
Yeah. Not everything's death and gore and war.
Are you about to bring something up?
Oh, no. I thought you were about to play that.
Okay. Yeah, we can play these. We're going to watch some of these. Shane Gillis doing Trump, and the dude that did the Elon Musk impression. Pretty good. So we'll just watch a couple of these. They're shorts.
Yeah.
What a great group of guys here. Joe Rogan, the lovely, beautiful Joe Rogan.
Beautiful Joe Rogan.
What a incredible retarded man. And we're going to use his retarded
I haven't actually watched this one.
That's right. Some people in this bucket that are over 200 years old. We'll get to the bottom of that, though.
He's exactly right.
Yeah,
and it
right.
is a
Yeah.
disgusting disgrace what this show has become. There's 200-year-old men in the bucket, and Elon's going to sniff them out like a retarded truffle pig.
That's good.
Yeah.
What a great group of guys here.
He talks just like him. Because Elon Musk kind of has sounds like a speech impediment. Like, oh, he can't talk, pronounce words quite right. It's funny.
Yeah.
The lovely Heidi. This is a very...
Wait, Elon?
Elon?
I'm showing Heidi. Cool, right?
Heidi, you missed it. Elon was doing one of his amazing tricks that women love. Frankly, they love it.
Bitch.
She wasn't Elon, and we should have her fired. You should fire her.
Cute. I made a really cool thing out of Fox, and she just walked away.
Fox.
Fox.
Oh,
that's silly.
Made a really cool thing out of Fox.
Yeah.
Elon Musk! For the first time ever, Elon Musk is here, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like really uncomfortable with my own skin, so I apologize. I want to crawl out of it like a snake. My best friend Joe Rogan. He thinks I'm so funny though. Really, you watch the show.
Dude, he does a great impersonation.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. That's a great impersonation.
Very interesting. Kai, what's something about your life that we would find interesting about you?
Being adopted into a Jewish family, yeah.
Oh, so
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And Elon loves that. He loves Nazi jokes. And I told him, I said, you better slow down, Elon. He loves them, and we keep making them at our own peril.
Not going well.
Very interesting. Kai, what's something...
Silly. That is super silly. Fuck, that's funny.
So, yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's sillies.
I forgot I did actually have this up when you asked. I was like, oh, fuck, I do have this. Whoops.
How do I... Oh, yeah. I almost turned my camera off. Stop streaming.
So it's nothing crazy. We'll just read along with it. Whoa!
Whoa, dude.
Excuse me.
Camera. Focus.
I'm struggling. Help! Here we go.
There it goes. Fuck.
Fuck.
There it goes.
So this is just more about Israel and Gaza. This is just an update, really, of what's going on there. It's all it is.
Watch stream.
It's just words. It's words. And we're going to weed them.
Words.
So I'm going to drag this over here so that you guys can see it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
there we go. So this is just the ongoing conflict in Gaza, military operations. The Israeli Defense Forces continue their offensive in Gaza, particularly targeting areas like Rafah and I don't know how to pronounce that. The establishment of the morgue corridor has effectively partitioned Gaza, aiming to pressure Hamas by restricting movement and access. So this is the main thing, is the humanitarian crisis. The blockade of Gaza has led to severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. The World Food Program has reported depleted stocks, and the World Health Organization warns that medical supplies are running out. So that's just, people are just going to, die if they're not having proper supplies delivered to them, because they don't really have shit anyways. Yeah. Casualties. Recent airstrikes have resulted in significant civilian casualties. For instance, an Israeli airstrike in the western Gaza City killed 10 civilians, including 5 children, and they're dead. But this is cool. I don't know if Israel is going to respond to this much, but Hamas's position. Hamas has expressed openness to a long-term truce, potentially lasting 5 to 7 years, in exchange for ending the war, rebuilding Gaza, releasing Palestinian prisoners, and freeing all hostages. However, they remain firm on retaining their arms, rejecting Israel's demand for Gaza's demilitarizations and such. But yeah, Israel remains skeptical of Hamas's proposals, emphasizing the war could end if Hamas releases the remaining hostages. That's just an update that's going on there. So there is talk. There is not a ceasefire, but there's a truce talk going on.
At this point, I want to say that I don't give a shit about Israel or Gaza.
Yeah.
I can understand why Gaza does not want to disarm because of shit like this. Now, they did do an
if they
attack on
demilitarize, then, they're just open for the taking again.
They're totally fucked if they do that.
Yeah, so I get that. That's us not wanting to get rid of our guns from our government, That's their shadow. Yeah. If they didn't have any, military.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts exactly on it. Because I'm like, I'm not going to give up fucking guns. You want all these stupid ass fucking liberals here, like, we need to ban guns and shit, or ban assault rifles. And it's like, You don't want to have a fighting chance against a government and president that you are literally calling Hitler and Nazis.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying, you dumbass?
Yeah. You guys are going to be the first ones taken out.
Yeah.
You'll have no protection,
Stupid ass motherfucker.
Governments aren't always good. Most of the time they're actually not. So that's the preparedness that I guess they want. So they're willing to do a truce, but they're not willing to demilitarize. That's a hard word for me to say.
Demilitarize?
Yeah. So
another thing too about it is that they're like, well, they're going to be terrorists or whatever. It's like, you guys are creating terrorists. I felt the same way about when we went into Afghanistan and Iraq. They created more terrorists by like just killing
different
all these
groups started building up over the years too. Yeah, you get ISIS and you get all that shit that grows over time from those conflicts.
Yeah, and we're killing like their family members and brothers and sisters and neighbors, and it's like that's gonna fucking.
This kid's gonna grow up. His whole family got killed by Americans, or whatever, or his father or something grows up just hating, and that's, now you got a group of young men like that want the downfall of your country.
Yeah, they're just creating more enemies by continuing to fucking destroy these places.
Yeah, you don't think there's gonna be Palestinians that are gonna remember this? They're all gonna remember this.
Well, now it's totally ingrained too in their entire history, so it's just, it's never gonna go away.
Yeah, it's just a cycle with them over there.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Yep. Fuck you, Israel. And fuck you, Palestine.
Yeah.
It's not our problem.
Kill each other.
But it's interesting. That's why we talk about it. And I hope for the best. I hope there's the best outcome, but I don't know what the best outcome could be, honestly. I don't.
I just hope both sides have fun.
Yeah. Just have fun. Yeah. Trade bracelets,
Yeah, maybe it's not the Israel and Palestinian war. It's the friends we made along the way.
Exactly. Yeah. They're gonna have their own picture. Like we had the Arnold Schwarzenegger and that one dude. That picture where they got their hands grasped. They'll have their own version of that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just let them.
We hated each other, but now we don't. I don't know. They'll probably always hate each other. Who knows?
Yeah. As interesting as it is, war is so fascinating, but I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. It's a lot to unravel with war and why war happens and all that shit, but at the end of the day, it's terrible. It's not good for anybody unless you're trying to make a shitload of money. It's not territories. We're not fucking... Well, I guess it is for them, kind of. But for, if we were to go to the war, there's nothing about territories. Most wars have nothing to do with territories, except for Russia. So I take that back. That's a lot of what these wars are right now.
It's territory and it's resources, and it's...
Yeah.
It's always strategic, too, like how they can control certain areas.
Right.
So. Especially, like, Iran, I think, is right there next to the Suez Canal or whatever. That's like very strategic. So they want to fucking control that area.
Yeah, controlling waters and leads to bad things, makes people angries, and people die. A lot of people die. This is the most war, I think, because I grew up in fucking the Middle Eastern forever war that was never going to end until recently. Like Afghanistan and all that shit. That's, it's ingrained in my brain. That's just always has been. But this is probably the most, like, wars on the planet I've ever seen in my lifetime. Just, like, bigger wars. You know what I mean? It's not like little things. Israel and Palestine's pretty big. Russia and Ukraine's pretty big. Trade wars.
Yeah, and then we got
crazy.
India and Pakistan.
Yeah, that's a new one. It's another one that could break out. That could probably be one of the uglier ones. And if China wants Taiwan, that could be another thing that could break out. Who knows what's going to happen next? It's inevitable.
Yeah, but it gives us shit to talk about.
Exactly. It keeps us busy. Keep on the wars. Oh, wrong camera. Keeps on the wars. No. Or do. I don't know. It's not affecting me really right now. We'll see.
Not
what
yet.
happens. Not yet.
Start slinging nukes around.
Yeah, then it'll be a problem. I'm glad we live where we live, like one of the hardest states that can be hit. But we also have a very important state. Got a lot of bases here in Colorado.
Yeah, fucking NORAD.
NORAD, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, that's today's show, right?
Yeah, I got nothing else for you. If you wanted more, that's it. That's all I got. That's all we got.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We'll have more shit for you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be updates.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure.
And also look out for the pod fucking tomorrow.
Ooh-wee. Got more to talk about there.
America.
Yeah, America. Tomorrow, Sundays for America and Jesus.
Yeah. Most important country in the world.
Yep. If you say otherwise, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, just a dumb fucking idiot.
Yep. Well, cool.
Word?
Laters, bitches.
We appreciate you guys. Yeah, we appreciate
We
you.
do
We'll
appreciate
see
you, bitches, though. Really do.
Yeah. All 4 of you that watch.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Till next time.
Peace.